There is an article on Joy News. Now, me who say it is attracting a lot of eyeballs. Nkrofo bebre na e kasa fa ho. Nkrofo nso apase omo comment, nkrofo nso e share. Na me pese me read kire mo na ye ni na ye kire ya adwen e wo so. O say from a trailblazer to global beggar. From a trailblazer to global beggar. Na say ye kire mu say obi ananka se bi oye okunini pan. Se wo free ekunini yemu. Na afi waba bedane eye nipakra wo sresra ade. Na nini na eye Ghana asem ne yeka. Or say how Ghana borrowed $11 billion in 4 years. President Akufo-Addo and then the finance minister ne ba omia. 4 years keke. Omo abobosia $11 billion. Billion ye convert ba Ghana sikemu a ebeye over ebeye say convert ba Ghana sikemu a it's times you know the infant say rate near times 10 about 110 billion just in 4 years, just in 4 years. Yango kinkan I say the following following its exit from the heavily indebted poor countries HIPC initiative, Ghana has consistently sought external commercial loans from the Eurobond market, typically securing funds at interest rates ranging from 6% to 11%. Also, each fiscal year, the country requires between $1 billion to $3 billion to support its budget and address balance of payments challenges. I mean, trade ha. Inti orphan from Emra Ghana, ye home betri ye kufuor time. Ye call HIPC. Na HIPC no the nkrofo nim ne say a car eda so ne ye de chew. Inti Ghana ye be call HIPC ema ye de yeka eche yen. Inti o tremu say every saa time no ye ba nina no. Ghana yo man bia say every single time bia no ya na ye ko na yakwa akosre sika kakra na nkrofo de aboa yen because o hwa ye pese ye nyama na nyama na ye pese ye no ya na ye sika nso. Inti ye budget ya na ye sika nso inti ye pe sika from outside the country. No more the iden e de aboa na chese asoya seme. Inti sana Ghana de bia no eti. Now, was it before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ghanaian government had borrowed $5 billion from the Eurobond market between 2017 and 2019. Now, a young MPP for they be our say when the COVID nama yedu baby yedu COVID nama be, and you see the data doesn't even show such. Now, Osha article no the old tremor was the answer na COVID ni be secret no. From 2017 and 2019. Ghana, Bosnia ye boy ye $5 billion just from 2017 and 2019. Na make I say that time no MPP for omuwie ye no mo akwa ye party. Me say MPP won e ba ne say branding omo ye number 1. Say ade ne ya de bone. Yem branding na nipa hu ne say ade ne ya de pa. Omo nim ye rough. Wo ti wo man mo wakwa Bosnia wo call ye between 2017 2019 wakwa Bosnia $5 billion. Na wudi tu ho na mo aye kenke party wache party de ntia na mo celebrate a se Bosnia na me kokko boy na metumi abbo Bosnia kese but that time ni na media enye nde obi aye kom that time no grace period president Akufo-Addo grace period nti boni bi ebesi bi obi anga he Ghana for ye kom now tie as a repayment was heavily reliant on revenue mobilization, a strategy that did not materialize as expected, and that is one thing. Currently, book be me reading. The title of the book, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. That is the book I'm currently reading. The background will throw book near friend Ramit Sethi, or your Indian guy. Now, that book now one nipa that's any bebre. Now, the section of the book I'm reading right now is about credit and debt. Eka, senye nipa, eka. So I want here a cat to me that's the section of the book currently I am reading. And then reading and me reading it was on that side. Eka. Na adia ba ko a ukọ Bosnia wan here beba bedane eka ewo so ene say ukọ Bosnia na we duni wenum spedede e bedane eka. Ye Bosnia ye diye ejuma so that ejuma no ebepe mo sika ma na wode ehon faso no akwakotua bosia ne ka nti embra wo betua bosia ne ka wiye no na wenya ejuma ende sika na obenya wom no eno ne de ye wa wo sika saa ne ye bobosia nanso Ghana ye kobo bosia no yamfa nkreti nnwuma yamfa mbie nnwuma yamfa nye nnwuma ne ye susu se ye begigi eto e wo Ghana fo ho ne ye de eto no akwakotua bosia no na obebisa ho say nti bosia na ya akwakobo no eno no de ne ye de ye. It is always a mistake say on mind to say Ghana, and you see it is something that has just say all the presidents in this country omoye okobo bosia wo di beyi kwan edru se wo kotua bosia ne ka kwan no emma osika ma ho nkonkotua nti de ebesi ne say ye impose more taxes on Ghanaians ni enye sika ni enfa nkonkotua ye bosia. That is all they do. That is all they do. But yakobo bosia ni me DC companies bi ema companies sika no at the end of the year yes you bosia yakobo and the company no sika yenya eni yemfa nkotua bosia ne ka na nko man ye mbresa. But yakobo bosia ye de beye enyuma yenye sika mfrim. Yenye sika mfrim. And it has been our problem. Inti wo hwe bosia yakobo na ye ni daso say ye begege to ne de akwakotua bosia ne ka. Nanso article ne tre say no ebedane disappointment because to na na yesusu say ye benya ne yetumi ade akwakotua ka ne ye nya ne saa. Consequently, by the end of 2021, Ghana's debt from the International Capital Market, ICM, had escalated to $11 billion. See, by 2021, na yeka bibia edi yenye dru no. Now, 2017, the grace period. Senior Yameka Tremono, President Akufo-Addo during that time in the grace period. Now, as in 2017, Ghana saw a change in leadership as President Akufo-Addo assumed office after winning the 2016 presidential elections. Under his administration, efforts were made to rejuvenate an economy heavily dependent on commodities. Shortly after his inauguration, Ken Ofori Atta was appointed as the finance minister and Dr. Ernest Addison was entrusted with leading Ghana's central bank, the Bank of Ghana. Now, during this period, Ghana was halfway through a $918 million International Monetary Fund program initiated in 2015 under the previous administration led by John Dramani Mahama. The program aimed to reduce inflation, public debt, and the deficit whilst fostering economic growth. Originally set to conclude in 2017, the IMF program provided balance of payment financing support, enabling the Ghanaian government to navigate the fiscal challenges of the year without resorting to borrowing from the Eurobond market. Inti, started in 2017, na Mahama Ekono, na still yewo IMF. Na IMF in Shisheya ye ko mu ninti no. Ohwe de na Ghana yepe every IMF ni mu a senya na nyama bo akosoro no ni ehu ne se after IMF no nyama bo ebeba fom. Senya na Ghana ni yeka akosoro no ni ehu ne se after Mahama IMF no eka no ebeden ebeba fom. Na nini na emu no ye he na doing sa IMF na ya aju say yen sanso nkonko bobusuan biom because that time na Ghana je say economy no ejina ye say u read your kind na was say economy ni jina commodities eso ati now 2018 or say the starting point baby President Akufo-Addo or shall say free here because 2017 no na a grace period dem no tiano no ye bibia yes o en Mahama o ye bibia Mahama ati into 2018 the starting point was fueled by positive economic forecast and boosted credit ratings resulting from investor confidence following the successful implementation of IMF program. The Akufo-Addo administration made its inaugural entry into the international capital market. Now, and I want to explain things here so people understand. Emra Ghana you call IMF. Say the main reason in you call IMF or maybe I call IMF Ghana you call IMF ne say that chibi you pesi a bobo sinya mo intia you call IMF no. Simple. Last me mamu explanation. Yemfa ne say me ana nkrofo mienu okay. Ba ko ne ho atre no. oni sika baako ye trustworthy baako nso ye sikeni de ne ho atre no ono okosikeni ne ho asikeni ne behu ne se daabi ono me ma osika obehye ne ntimi ma osika enti wakwa ko hu nipa ko na wo ye trustworthy no because the ye trustworthy no me di nanim na me ba menya sika enti okoko hu de ye trustworthy na de ye trustworthy ne de na akosikeni ne ho na sikeni ne gina ne so se esan se wo de na aba ne nti no wo de mema ne bosua no na de ama no saa na IMF na eti enti Ghana no ya bobosua ma ende your reputation asay inti omo aye bobosu mfiri omo ho no omo se omo man sika biom inti IMF no ye trustworthy no inti ye kwahye na ase a ye be wie no ono de ye mbekọ ni akwa akọji sika basically that's what it is inti emra mahama time 2017 no free so na 2016 no free so at 2017 betwem no na mahama ni period no IMF no ye wie program no inti ye wie program no na afa ye ho ate and guess what happened next year, the following year, na President Akufo-Addo say, yenshe bosia bonase. Na afi pa 2018, wako okobo bosia. Okoye, the first time I wako bosia, $2 billion. Hey! Yes, a Paul Amman so seeing the can for. Mahama na odi yenko IMF no grano. No one bobosia $2 billion da. Now what the oba oba bobosia o first year na $2 billion. Hey! But that time in nano. It was still President Akufo-Addo's grace period. It was the time anom ko bobosuan wi a omo de bedi dokono ne waache. Inti na Ghana for ye hu ne se ye bone ne ye te ho. Ye ni information sa but ne yakọ bobosuan $2 billion. Inti eni also the government has secured $2 billion through Eurobonds issued in both 10-year and 30-year terms at $1 billion each in May. $2 billion no terms no 10 years, 30 years. That time, Akufo-Addo wa ban mu. Me say Ghana trima o. Someone kai empenyifo we answer pon be kai omuesu. Ghana trima. Na one day wo ho pa na Ghana trima say hey, we penyi bi start you ni e boni dua. Enya asem keto because busia na ya boni na no 20, 30 years time to come. That time no more moko. Also, this marked Ghana's 6th appearance in the international capital market since its debut in 2007. Also, out of the total borrowed amount, $830 million was allocated to refinancing the 2022 Euro bond. Additionally, a portion of the proceeds amounting to $750 million was designated for budgetary support, while the remaining $420 million was deposited into the sinking fund. In 2019, Ghana made its 7th appearance in the capital market. Ye bo busian 2018 and so 2019 in Akufo-Addo ka say one Ken Ofori Atta say sika wo baby a oye sika wo baby a oye na last year yetumi akwa kwaji $2 billion there. This year yensanso nko biom into 2019 na Ghana yesanso koye yesi hey ye de ye pana ba sika ne yate say ye free sika ne nye free o ba ye trim no asem wa kan say sika ne yate say ye free mo nsanso mayen ye koye ye say last year there ye kwaji ye $2 billion no 2 billion no am Samsung into this time ye per 3 billion into yes in March 2019 Ghana yes also ko bobosia $3 billion. Me say Mahama bosia wo boy ye na 2 billion kra we nyabi even Mahama election year kra we nyabi yem enese na ko to me ye to me manu ye ni ye mano sa 2 billion no na asema Mahama kan say dabi mi hia dabi dia me pese me ye nsika mo de ma me bro so monte so ba we ye gini na ti 2018 no mo de ma say no obi edi enim obi a wo ye trust we di enim de yen aba nti sikeni no si o ni ba kono a we di mo enim de mo aba nti no sika de mema mo so mine 2 billion the next year yes sanso ko obiom 3 billion and also here 7 years 12 years and 31 year euro bonds enya asem ketwa. Now, during 2019, emerging market yields were more attractive compared to those in developed markets, providing emerging economies like Ghana with a favorable opportunity to secure more loans. It is our time, no? Ghana, my free IMF mu enche enyama ba form senya IMF edi omo fa through no na Ghana e kane nyama ba from ti o mbetumi abobosia oh ene mo mra mbebo. As consequently, by the end of the year, Ghana's Eurobond debt had edged by more than half. Out of the $3 billion borrowed, $283.0 million was utilized to buy back the 2003 Eurobond. Additionally, $1,872.7 million was allocated to budget support and critical infrastructure financing, while $843.9 million was earmarked for further liability management operations. The remaining $0.4 million was retained in the Eurobond account. 2020, COVID-19 and more loans. That time na COVID-19 buy yes, yay, still young Conco Bobosia. Hey, Charlie. Also, just before the onset of the COVID-19 lockdown, Ghana received strong backing from the capital market, a sentiment reinforced by Moody's, the international ratings agency, which expressed confidence in the country's economy. It's that time, no, Charlie. Moody's funny winning na that time now if we still COVID-19 man now fancy if we IMF move 2 years 3 years into still I'm all rating Ghana also through this endeavor Ghana successfully raised a total of 3 billion no say into President Kufuor Dubai 2017 ya nyebi 2018 yeji 2 billion 2019 yeji 3 billion 2020 COVID so ye kokoje 3 billion tie ho and afei 2021 bibia sha se eji egu ho ne hu se se bosia ya bobosia pa ye bo no em se ne ya da na bosia na kra na ye bo no edie ne ye hu efrim edie ne yetumi di aya ende etia ye ka mayen hwe. As in 2021, following the conclusion of the COVID-19 lockdown, Ghana reopened for international trade, yet faced the challenge of a substantial budget deficit. The country's financial stability relied heavily on support from the international capital market. In a groundbreaking move, Ghana became the first African nation to issue a zero-coupon tranche Eurobond as part of its inaugural 4-tranche Eurobond issuance, totaling a face value of 3.03 billion and generating proceeds of 2.88 billion. This innovative transaction not only made Ghana the first sub-Saharan African sovereign to issue a US bond since the pandemic began, but also expanded its market access by introducing the inventive use of a zero-coupon tranche. Out of the 2.8 billion borrowed, 125.9 million, including charges, was allocated to buy back the 2023 Euro bond through a tender offer. And all these things, no, economic terms and what you say. But ne tintini ni tete mu na ne say still sa 2021 ne kra na ade no enya nko ye kra no. Yesanso ko say ye ko bobosia e ma ye nyaye 2.8 billion. In 2019 and 2018 ya bought 2 billion. 2019 ya bought 3 billion. 2020 ya bought 3 billion. And at 2021 ya ko bobosia 2.8 billion dollars. Enya sem ketwa na ho that's the burden ahead. So the government of Ghana is expected to pay outstanding Eurobond loans worth at least 7.85 billion in the next 10 years without a debt restructuring. According to data contained in 2021 debt report released by the Finance Ministry, 9 outstanding Eurobonds maturing in the next 10 years could cost the government at least 7.85 billion, with about 3.7 billion of the total amount expected to be serviced in the next 5 years. Entiende? Unsenya ye bo bosiano, ye kaso bosiano 10 years will see it say 30 years time you see it say no. Now, the year can say in the next a year 10 years ebe I was say Ghana ye koko pe 7.85 billion near the tia e kanibi. So here Ghana's Eurobond maturity in the next 10 years, no any. In the next 10 years maturity, no. And then that no. We 2013 there, into we have 2013 there ni now into 2019, 2015 there so outstanding amount I also yetia yebetua ne 2030 2019 there and also outstanding amount yebetua ne 2032 ati ase 2018 there and also ne there ewo ho a ewo se yetua ne 2029 2021 so there bi wo ho ewo se yetua 2020 inti se metena na me ka trem se Ghana the future no eya na eye nkrofo say agro. So that is how Ghana we borrowed 11 billion. Ati ase. Montre ma your comment box ni mo. Me da ase.